Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday, October 15th of 2025. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Kelsey Marier, your host and producer for Morning Pulse, where I bring you top local headlines every weekday morning on a digital platform here at our KTTC digital desk, our little digital studio here. I like to bring you news headlines that are local, that hopefully bring some sort of impact to you or are informative to you. We like to cover northern Iowa and southeast Minnesota. So today I'm bringing you 3 different news headlines, kind of in a quick format, also conversational. I want to make sure you understand what these stories are and what's going on, and then you can move about your day on this Wednesday before MEA break. So I'll do your news headlines, then I'll give you a quick little recap of what the weather is supposed to be like today and kind of moving into the next couple of days, and then I'll send you on your way. So we are going to start in Rochester with a story that involves our largest employer here in the Med City. Obviously, we're talking about Mayo Clinic. So we have learned that some big changes are on the horizon in downtown Rochester. It's all part of Mayo Clinic's $5 billion Bold Forward Unbound expansion plan. So what we have learned is that the new West Logistics Center is going to rise right where the old Lourdes High School building once stood. That's on West Center Street, bringing some significant changes to the Kutsky Park neighborhood. So a little bit about this new building, this new center. It's going to be a 4-story, 185,000 square foot building, and it is all designed to house and transport medical supplies to future clinical buildings. Again, this is part of the $5 billion plan from Mayo Clinic, the expansion plan. So the West Logistics Center represents one of 5 Mayo buildings that are planned for downtown Rochester between now and 2030, so over the next 5 years. Mayo expects that the center will employ a couple of hundred people, and construction for this is set to be completed by 2028. So just a little bit of an update. That's what's going on that's what will be going on at the former Lourdes High School building in the downtown area. We have a new building going up as part of the Bold Forward Unbound project with Mayo Clinic. All right, our next story this morning, anybody living in the Orinoco area or frequents Lake Zumbro or the park there at Lake Zumbro, just a heads up for anyone maybe hoping to spend some time on the lake in the coming weeks, weather permitting, I guess. Construction on a new boat launch and a new parking lot at Lake Zumbro Park is starting today, and this is going to impact the water levels on the lake. So we just want to make sure you know about that. According to Olmsted County, water levels will be lowered by 6 feet over the next 2 weeks by Rochester Public Utilities. And when the water level is too low for boats to be launched safely, the launch will close temporarily for those repairs. And then when water levels rise to a safer level, one lane of the launch will reopen. Construction for this expected to kind of wrap up just in time for Memorial Day. We obviously know that's a big kickoff day for using boats and going out on the water, kind of the kickoff to summer. So if Lake Zumbro is where you live or have a cabin or like to frequent, we just want to make sure that you know some of the water levels are going to be lowered starting today due to some work on the parking lot and a boat launch there at the lake. Finally, our last story for Morning Pulse kind of has to do with all of Minnesota, or at least the hunters in our state. Some good news, I guess, for those hunters from the governor, because Governor Tim Walz has announced the 2026 Governor's Pheasant Hunting Opener is coming to our neck of the woods. Again, this is for 2026. The 14th annual event is going to be taking place in Northfield next year. That's the dates of October 9th and 10th, 2026. And the Minnesota DNR, of course, will assist in planning that event, as it always does. Right now, the pheasant hunting opener for 2025 is already underway, so kind of a fun announcement to already be looking forward to next year for all of our pheasant hunters out there. The Northfield Chamber of Commerce did apply to host the opener, and so they were granted that for 2026. Walz says he's excited about this location. He says Northfield is home to some exceptional public lands and an abundance of outdoor recreation opportunities, so kind of thrilled to showcase that community as we carry on Minnesota's time-honored pheasant hunting tradition. And if you didn't know, the pheasant hunting opener has been hosted by 10 different communities, and it has been going on since the year 2011 when former Governor Mark Dayton kind of created this event. So I know it's something that our hunters look forward to every year. Of course, we have pheasant hunting happening right now, and so this is pretty big news, of course, for our state, as we have a big hunting population here in Minnesota. So something to look forward to for 2026. Something that we can look forward to right now in the immediate is MEA break and the kind of the weather that is surrounding that. Obviously, any Minnesota families with school-age children are getting ready for today to be the last day of school for a couple of days as we head into our fall break for MEA, which is this weekend, starting tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. And so if you're staying in town, well, we have some weather to tell you about today, kind of another little bit of a damp, kind of dreary day, and that may or may not kind of extend into our Thursday and Friday. Just some chances for rain throughout the day, but our weekend looks like it's going to be sunny and mild, which is really awesome. One thing to note today in particular, because of it being MEA, it's the final day of the regular season for high school football in Minnesota as well, so it's a big night for sports here. Thankfully, in the weather department, the rain that we're going to be seeing, or the mist and drizzle we're going to be seeing today, is not going to go past the afternoon and into potentially game times for our local football team. So that is a good thing for fans, for players. We don't have to worry about rain today for any of those local games. And of course, because it is the end of the regular season, we got a lot of football, we got a lot of sports to bring you tonight. So we're going to be having our Sports Extra, which airs usually at KTTC on KTTC News at 10 o'clock in the evening. That is on Fridays normally. Well, it's going to be airing today because, again, of MEA break. So feel free to tune into our newscast at 10 p.m. tonight to catch all of the highlights and the sports and the scores and all the things. Got Sports Extra and our game day broadcast happening today. A busy day at KTTC, of course, in our sports department. So that is all the news, weather, and I guess a little bit of sports today to bring you on this Wednesday morning. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you right back here tomorrow for your Thursday edition of Morning Pulse.